Hi and welcome to day 2 of week 8 of training cycle 2 of 2021, guys. Today I did a thing that I'm very proud of. I hit a 100 kilogram bench press at 17 years old. Granted, when I was 14, I thought that I would hit it before I even turned 15. So it took a lot longer than expected, and a lot of that is simply because I haven't been able to gain weight properly. During this year so far, I've gained 6 kilos, which that extra body weight has put pretty much 20 kilograms on my bench press. In the beginning of this year, my bench, or even in December of last year, my bench was around 80 kilos. And in March of 2020, so early 2020, I got my bench up to 87.5. Couldn't hit 90, failed it a bunch of times. And then after that, I started losing weight. So I kept losing weight for 7 months in a row. In total, I lost 2 kilograms, but it wasn't the amount of weight. It was the mere concept of not growing at all, at least in body weight, for 7 months while training really hard. That is very demotivating. And it wasn't really my body. I think it was more my mind. The fact that I wasn't willing to go through the pain of eating that much food, but I can eat more now with less problems. And I do think a big part in that is that my appetite has increased. And the reason I think my appetite had a very strange, fluctuation in 2020 was due to what I did in December of 2019. So really, since summer of 2019, I was doing a shitload of running, trying to get in the best cardio shape possible, destroy my body, going maximum intensity pretty much all the time. Hardest I've ever trained was a 35-day cycle of 5-kilometer runs every day at almost absolute maximum intensity. I was walking around with extreme lactic acid 24/7. Like, even in my eyebrows, moving my facial muscles, that would hurt. So it was getting really, really bad. And I would believe that my kidney values were probably extremely terrible and my general health was terrible during that time. But after all of that, I decided to lose weight very quickly, right? I lost 4.5 kilos in 3 days for the national championship in Taekwondo, which was in December 2019. I received a bronze medal. Where was I even gonna go with that? Well, basically, since I lost so much weight so quickly, something happened to my appetite. I couldn't gain weight, but this year I have been able to gain weight. So, my appetite is back up. Whatever happened hormonally seems to be gone. I can finally, as long as I put a bit of effort, I can do this. I can put on weight and I can lift 100 kilos in the bench press. Right, granted I'm 17 now, so that isn't really impressive for my age. And I'm pretty tall, so it isn't really super impressive for my body weight, but look how happy I am there. Right, I've been training for more than a third of a decade. Started training the 1st of January 2018, and I don't know what the date is right now, but whatever. It's early May 2021. So, you guys can watch the original video. I posted a video with the music and everything in the background, with sound here, but I just kept this quiet so that I can speak over it, since you guys probably would have already seen that clip. And be sure to like that, by the way. I'm not super worried about likes and comments and all this stuff, but it's pretty easy to do, and it will probably help the algorithm and help get my video out. But you only have to do that if you want to support me, of course. Otherwise, just, don't do it. I'm not forcing you to do anything. You guys watching my videos gives me views. That's absolutely enough. And even if I only had 1 viewer, I would still make these videos. And this is because I'm documenting for the future. I want proof of my concepts, proof of my progress, proof of my failures, and proof of my journey. That's why I'm recording this stuff. Is because I know I'm going to get a bunch of people who are going to be, who are going to really hate on me for whatever reason. And I would just like to refer to these videos to those people, to say, hey, you know, I also came from like a 60, 70 kilo bench press, worked it up to 100, right? The first video on this channel, I believe I'm benching, what am I benching? 60 kilos, I believe, for a fast rep. So at the time I could do 70 kilos as max, right? So on this channel alone, you guys have seen me make 30 kilos of bench press progress. Now, that progress could have probably been made faster, but this was just how things came around, especially with the weight gain and stuff. You can see, like, even here, I've gained 6 kilos in pretty much 4 months. I'm still not even close to being fat, all right? I'm a lot fluffier than when I was super shredded, you know, cutting for a national championship, and when I was shredded running and doing, like, running 35 days in a row and doing all these crazy things. Obviously, I had less body fat, but I'm still lean, and that is a big reason why I haven't been able to put up solid bench press numbers, and especially solid bench press improvements. But you guys have to remember, I'm not a powerlifter. I have no aspirations of powerlifting. My goal is not to be the strongest person in Sweden. My goal is to be the best taekwondo fighter in Sweden, all right? Big difference. You need a whole package to be a fighter. And if you throw a fighter in a powerlifting competition, he won't even place. And if you throw if you throw a fighter in a powerlifting competition, the fighter won't even place. And if you throw a powerlifter into a fighting competition, into a taekwondo fighting competition, the powerlifter won't even get a single point on the other guy because he won't even know how to throw a kick or a basic punch to the body or whatever. And that's not a knock on powerlifters, by the way. That's just saying, like, different sports, different requirements. I mean, look at UFC fighters. I am bigger than, obviously, these guys are in lower weight classes, but Sean O'Malley, for example, UFC fighter, I can almost guarantee that I'm stronger than him, and I'm clearly a lot bigger than him. Now, he could probably beat me up pretty good because he's an MMA fighter, and you know, that's just kind of what comes with the territory. But what I'm trying to say here is, people in the real world, real athletes, they often don't bench 200 kilos. So internet standards are a bit strange. And I can say this, I'm not incredible, but I am 17 years old and I just bench pressed 100 kilograms while being lean. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say most people who train haven't been able to achieve that. However, most people who train probably have that potential. They have the potential to do that. But it will take differing amounts of work for different people. For me, I have been training from the 1st of January 2018. From then on, I started training seriously with weights. And before that, I was doing, you know, push-ups and clapping push-ups and pull-ups and, you know, just playing around with calisthenics and handstands and doing backflips and things. But true training, like you see me do here, really dry in the throat, that started the 1st of January 2018. So it's been a journey. When I started like documenting my body weight, I weighed like 52 kilos. Right, wait, did I? I have a document somewhere that says I weighed 49.5 kilos, but I started tracking it in my phone when I weighed 52, right? So I've pretty much gained almost 30 kilos at this point, going from pretty much 50 to almost 80. Yeah, and obviously a lot of that is height and bone, organ, whatever. I mean, I did not gain 30 kilos of muscle, or else I would be one of the strongest people on the internet. If I gained 30 kilos of muscle with 0 height gain, limb length gain, whatever. But my point is, I made a lot of progress. I am proud and happy of myself, and I want to go beyond. By the way, guys, my voice is terrible. That's because I really screamed extremely hard after doing that bench press. And so my voice is just kind of, my throat is just dry and just pretty terrible. But that's the price you have to pay for screaming after you hit a personal record, and for me that's worth it. It's not like I'm just gonna, you know, whatever, break my vocal cords or something. I don't believe that's how it works. By the way, guys, check out my belly there. Some guys are probably worried about it. I'm not. It's food, it's not fat, I promise you. I can assure you of that. It's pretty clear when I like flex my muscles, when I go all crazy after hitting a personal record, that I have a very low body fat. At my age and with my activity level, the chance of me having high amounts of visceral fat, which is fat around your organs, is incredibly low. I also have pretty low fat around my abdomen and around my core in general. You can see that in my back, you can see that everywhere else other than the core. The reason my core is a bit bigger right there, for example, hanging out a bit, that is simply because I'm eating a bunch of food. Alright, I'm walking around 24/7 with like probably a kilo more of just, you know, stuff in my gastrointestinal system all the time, simply because I increase the calories, increase the total food intake. And it does take a while of, you know, being, you know, kind of poofy and bloated for that, and in conjunction with training, for you to finally gain muscle. And then you can like decrease the calories a bit and that bloat will disappear. But right now it's going to be there. And it is purposeful as well, because I knew the 100 kilo bench press was coming up. So the last 2 days I've been eating like a madman, and it really helped. I believe that if I wouldn't have gained like basically almost 2 kilos in 2 days of just water weight, then I probably wouldn't have hit the 100 kilo bench press. Not to say I would have hit it down the line, like maybe in a week's time, but I kick-started my my body weight a bit the last couple days, and I'm going to keep the train going, because the planned body weight for this week is 78.7 as an average weight. So right now I'm at 79 2 days in a row. So that would basically mean that right now I am on course to hitting the weight goal for this week. Next week's goal, according to the program which I wrote probably 9 weeks ago, next week's goal, that is 80. No, sorry, what the fuck? No, 79. By the way, guys, I'm recording this well after midnight, so that's also a factor to why, you know, my brain doesn't really function. But I do believe my voiceover right here is better than it usually is, because usually I have like zero motivation, just want to basically just disappear. But right now I actually have something to talk about, because a 100 kilo bench press, that literally happens once in a lifetime. You can never hit that PR again. That has happened, and that is now, you know, that's a core memory now. Or, you know, I at least hope it is. Maybe I'll forget it in the future, but right now, that's a very important thing. That's one of my biggest achievements of this year. I probably might put that at my biggest achievement for this year so far. At least in terms of training. In terms of life, I probably would put this 100 kilo bench press at number 1 right now. Can't really come up with anything else. You know, obviously I have a life outside of training, but this is something that I put a lot of work on for a long period of time, and finally it has paid off to the point to where I can say that I can bench press 2 plates as still an adolescent. I don't count as an adult yet. I'll be an adult when I'm 18 legally, and then of course I'll be an adult mentally when I'm like 30 or something, because yeah, I've heard that from people, that just because you're 22 years old doesn't mean that you're mentally an adult, and mentally, you know, you might have a big ego at that age. I will have too. Yeah, but I don't think you really count as a man until you've kind of established yourself in your life and have a lot of experience. So that's just kind of my philosophy of it. I don't think a switch is flipped once you turn 18. But I do believe that once that responsibility becomes a factor in your life, once you legally and, you know, just in general have a lot more responsibilities, I do believe that that will make you act older and make you act more wise. And probably turn you into a better person and make you closer to being a man, but it's a process. It really is. And I'm not rushing it. I'm not in a rush to turn 18, and I'm not scared of turning 18. All right, because it's going to happen either way. It's just like we're going to die. So the question is, how much stuff can I do before I turn 18? How can I prepare myself to become an adult? And how can I make the most of my childhood that I have left? And by the way, guys, one thing that I need to stress here is my childhood won't be over either after I turned 18. I don't know why I went from 100 kilo bench press to turning 18, but a lot of things that I like to do, like that I truly enjoy, like going on adventures, you know, going on a vacation and exploring some area, right? Things like that. Exploring an area close to my home, swimming in the lake, you know, going to a, going to a water park, right? Going to a fun fair. I love to do these things, and I'm going to continue to do them, you know, when I'm 40 years old. I love going down a water slide, best thing ever. And yeah, I don't think I'll change one bit. Well, I probably will change, probably will mature a little bit, but my interests will stay the same. Just because I turned 18 doesn't mean that I'm a different human being. You know, I'm still that little kid who loves dinosaurs. By the way, guys, this is a little tidbit. Like, probably 80% of people have already clicked off this video. You are listening right now to something very interesting. That song you heard me listen to while I was benching 100 kilos in the other clip that I posted on my channel here. That song is actually from a really old music video created by some random YouTube account, and this person created this video 13 years ago. I believe I saw it 12 years ago. So I think I was like 5 or 6 when I saw that video. And the video it's a music video of the Jurassic Park T-Rex. And I found that video just a couple days ago. And I just figured that soundtrack it's childhood memories, while I can also understand the lyrics a lot better than I used to when I was young. When I was young, I was mainly in it for the T-Rex, but now that song really gave me power, and it was a perfect song. Oh, fuck, my throat's terrible. To hit 100 kilos too. So it's all coming together. It really is all coming together. By the way, guys, the audio is a bit weird because I restarted. My throat really isn't... It's malfunctioning right now. But all in all, this was a really solid workout. I believe I had one more set of good mornings right here. Also, I had to cut the video because I was starting to get into dinosaurs and Jurassic Park and bullshit that doesn't really have to do with training. Yeah. 100 kilo bench, that's pretty awesome. 130 kilo squat, that's also awesome. An easy 145 kilo deadlift, which that was unexpected, man. Very unexpected. So that is also awesome. And then I'm putting in the work on these good mornings, which is not awesome, but it's necessary. Oh, fuck. I have like a dry patch in my throat. It's very strange. Swallowing apparently doesn't help. I think you guys understand. If you watch that video of me screaming, I do believe you understand why my voice really isn't cooperating with me right now. But the one thing that is cooperating with me is my body. No injuries, feel fantastic. I'm going to get a long night's sleep tonight, even though it is past midnight right now. I don't really have a lot of stuff in school tomorrow. I have one lesson very late in the day, so I get to sleep in tomorrow. So that's fantastic. Tomorrow I'll see you guys again. Thank you for your support. Most of you guys are very friendly people, and I appreciate you. I like you. I think you're a good person, and have a great day. And if you haven't benched 100 kilos yet, you can do it too. It took me, 3 years and 4 months, but I did do it. And it may take you longer, it may take you shorter, but if you want to hit that 100, I hope that I inspired you to do so. And some of you who already passed 100, congratulations, you're strong as fuck. Okay, goodbye.